like me. Tommy, I used to be just like you. If I have to hurt you to save your life, then I won't hesitate to be kind. I will tear out with my bare hands the illusion of love that has made you blind. 'Cause it isn't worth it to hear them chant your name. If I let you go under, I have only myself to blame. 'Cause they don't care about you. Yeah, they don't care about you. And they don't care about you. And I am the man who's gonna save your life.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Greetings and salutations. We opened up, of course, with Shining Wizado's Dewey. And what do you mean you don't know this one, Pony Throat? You mean you don't know, you don't know bands who do concept albums about professional wrestling? How dare you, sir? What kind of an uncultured Philistine are you? It is November the 2nd, 2024, and how is everybody? How is everybody's Halloween? Good? Not so good? I hope it was good. My Halloween was good. We went out with our family friends and their wee children, and we took them trick-or-treating, and it was fun. It was good stuff. We didn't have time to put on our costumes, but that's okay. Narahari Kamath says, good one. Yes, Shining Wizado is good. I don't know if they've done any songs in quite a while, but I do like them. Yeah, Halloween was good. The school kids were absolutely not having it in terms of learning on Halloween, but I think that is to be expected. Narahari Kamath says he's okay. Hope I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing as good as I can, sir. Doing as good as I can. So, the election is coming up, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But it's not the most exciting news week that ever happened, but I think we can talk about things, as best we can. So first of all, I guess we could just go to the title story. Let me just open that up right here. Yes, Vatican Weebs. The Vatican is full of weebs. How so? Oh, apparently the Vatican has unleashed a new mascot. Not a saint or anything, but some anime girl named Luce with the shepherd's crook. And, yeah, that was unearthed on October 28th for 2025. Some people are a bit upset at this. Like, I'm sure Matt Walsh is absolutely losing his shit because anime is satanic, and, he's the worst sort of cafeteria Catholic, and he's probably, losing his mind at this. It's a little anime girl with a cross and rosary. She's wearing a yellow, kind of April O'Neil-esque raincoat and muddy boots. Alex Cortez on Twitter says, imagine showing this to a crusader from 1098. They would sack the Vatican in disgust. So yeah, the online, right-wing tradcaths are absolutely losing their shit. But, I don't know, sorry, I do have a little bit of a cough, but that's okay. Is this really the worst thing the Catholic Church has ever done? I mean, I don't think so, personally. Yes, Ponythroat, it is very much a how do you do, fellow kids. I mean, let's be honest, the Catholic Church doesn't have a great reputation as of right now. But this is hardly the worst thing anyone's ever done. I mean, if it gets the kids into, the Catholic Church, that's fine. Luz puts the fun in fundamentalist Christian dogma. Robert Diaz says, Halloween was okay for me. I'm glad, sir. Narhari Kamath says, do you think Kamala will win, at least in states where IDs are not mandatory? I don't know. I mean, I personally predict Trump's going to win it. Not because Trump's a particularly great candidate, just because Kamala really, really sucks. And she's astoundingly just unpleasant, just in general. Yeah, I mean, for those of you who don't know, the United States does not require ID to vote. It requires ID for everything else, but not voting. Dare I say, it might be because people want voting to be a inefficient, improper clusterfuck. But that would be absurd, of course. Ponythrow then says, if only there was an interest that Vatican clerics, Catholic clerics and Weebs had in common. I can't quite put my finger on it. Yes, I question where that finger would be, hint, hint. I mean, this might be part of the, nonce to nonce connection. I want to bring in the fellow nonces. I mean, I was under the impression that, like, Jesus Christ and the saints were the Catholic Church's mascots, but what do I know? I'm not a Catholic. It's loose and friends. I mean, if this gets the kids into the church, I guess it's okay. I mean, it's one step above the Buddy Christ. Narahari Kamath says, those migrants have been brought in for this purpose to vote illegally. Shinseki Evans says, no voter ID in my state, plus Antifa is burning full ballot boxes. Yes, most other countries can calculate their voting results in one day, but we can't for some reason. Wink, wink. Boy, it's almost as if the United States was deliberately subverted from within. It's a mystery. Sorry. Yeah, I've got this cough, and I don't know what it is. Like, I feel perfectly fine otherwise. Just this persistent nagging cough that refuses to go away. Yeah, I don't know if Kamala's going to win, especially since Peanut the Squirrel has become a big political issue. Was you not aware of that story? A man in New York State had a pet squirrel named Peanut. Some castrating schoolmarm reported it because, it could possibly be a rabies risk. And, you're not giving it proper care. The state of New York took the squirrel and then euthanized it. It's going to be really funny, I'm not going to lie, if this is what kind of tilts the election to Trump. Trump came out and made a statement talking about how wrong it was to euthanize the squirrel. Yes, Mark Longo, the owner of the squirrel, is obviously very upset, as he should be. He rescued the squirrel as a baby when its mother was run over by a car 7 years ago. With no warrant, the police entered his home, seized the animal, and put it down. This legitimately angers me. I hope every last one of these people gets the punishment they deserve. And yeah, they should get punished severely. Fuck these people. I am going to do a video on this at some point. There's always been two sides of America. There's the good side and the bad side. The good side is the people who would rescue an innocent baby squirrel. The bad side are the castrating, pedantic weenies and castrating schoolmarms who would make up some bullshit bureaucratic regulation and then murder a man's pet for no goddamn reason. I would again like to point out that this country's history does involve, things like tarring and feathering, douchebag bureaucrats like this, and, redneck coal miners fighting gun battles with the police. Dare I say we should go back to doing some things like that. So, Sean Mahar is the interim commissioner for the New York Department of Environmental Conservation, who was really the man in charge of murdering this pet squirrel. Dare I say this man should be beaten up a bit and tarred and feathered and then run naked through the streets. dare I say, could somebody in New York State maybe do that to this guy? I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Cockney Eastwood says, "What's up, fellas? Thumbs up." Hornythroat says, "Trump is trying to win the black vote. He was convicted for felonies, got shot, 3 baby mamas, worked with McDonald's for 1 day, then quit." Yeah, well said, sir. But I mean, Trump is already beaten. As we all know, Bill Clinton was America's first black president. But I am hardly the first person to make that joke. But yeah, this Peanut the Squirrel thing is really pissing me off. And I don't know, like, when exactly did this country, like, develop this endless appetite to just eat shit and like the taste of it? Didn't always used to be this way. Again, the history of labor relations in America involves running gun battles with the police. We should go back to that. I was gonna say, New York State is not too far from where I am. Maybe I could make a drive up there and tar and feather this guy. Cockney Eastwood asks, "Who do I think will win?" I think Trump is going to win personally. Not because Trump is a particularly great candidate, but because Kamala Harris really sucks. I know, I don't understand. Like, I will never have the drive in me to like euthanize a man's pet for no goddamn reason because it doesn't fit some arbitrary, bureaucratic guideline. Like, look, is he taking care of it? Yes. Is the squirrel in good health? Yes. I assume it was vaccinated for rabies. Okay, then shut the fuck up about it. Actually, sir, you didn't fill out form 8.5A1. So actually, we have to kill your pet. Robert Diaz says most of these 34 felonies Trump got stuck with were BS charges they could charge most businessmen with. He got charged because he ran for president. Shinseki Evans says the state did this to a local wildlife rescue run by an elderly couple. They came in and killed all the deer. Yeah, in Michigan there was a woman who had like an alpaca farm or a llama farm or something, and they just killed all her animals. Ponythroat says the wood chipper yearns for the school marm. Yes. Yes, it does. The United States has always been a pendulum between, the good ones, the pioneers, the dreamers, the brave soldiers, the gougers, the inventors, and the bad people, the slave owners, the corrupt businessmen, the school marms, and church ladies. And right now, the church ladies and the bad people are winning. And it's about time we fix that. Narahari Kamas says Kamala is a great rubber stamper. Indeed. Ponythroat says Kamala doesn't have the distinctiveness of being evil like Hillary Clinton. She leaves no lasting impression, like a man in black. Yes. Now, I don't know if Kamala Harris knows why exactly little Tiffany needed to die, but I'm sure she'd find some justification for it. Cockney Eastwood says, "Say what you want about Trump, but you need a strong leader now with the likes of Putin, China, and the rest of them." Yeah, but I mean, it would be nice if the strong leaders in America actually, did things for the American citizens instead of using America as a pay piggy to be exploited. And yeah, that is a major problem we have. I mean, much of the world, when they're not shit talking America, sees us as a pay piggy to be exploited. And frankly, I can't even remember the last time an American president did something specifically for the American people. I mean, I don't want to say we need to have just furious dick kicking going through the entire American political system, but Yeah, we need to kick some dicks. Not gonna lie. Okay, obviously this is the big story going on in the world. Uh, so there wasn't a huge amount to talk about this week, but we'll move on. Talk about some international news. Remember how last week I was talking about the whole like conquest and colonialism is different? Yeah, that's going on again. They were deliberately demonizing Western Europeans for colonization. Almost every nation has a history of conquest. I'm sorry, my dog is giving me a kiss. 1 second. Yeah, so every nation has a history of conquest. Russia, China, none are exempt. There's a difference between conquest and colonization. Conquest is over territory. Colonization is about subjugating distant lands. I mean, it's not like Russia set up colonies thousands of miles away to enslave their neighbors. Yeah, they did actually. A reader's note does clarify that Vladivostok is in fact 4,000 miles away from Moscow. And, also China also crossed the seas to colonize people. I mean, this is such a bullshit argument. Colonialism is when boats, apparently. There's no boats, it's no colonialism. You can kill, like, more people than anyone else. You can you can kill so many people that you alter the carbon dioxide, cycle in the air as the Mongols did. But, that's not colonialism. Yeah, and then this it's not Sunny Tang, it's Sony Tang says, yeah, the Muslims conquered Spain, but that resulted in Al Andalus, a beacon of multicultural existence and intellectual progress. Oh, okay, so colonialism is good and conquest is good if it results in some good things. The United States has more Nobel Prizes than any nation on Earth, so I guess that justifies conquering the Indians. It's funny how nobody seems to say that, but whatever. Boy, it's great how modern politics has just led to a resurgence of blood and soil nationalism and whataboutism, nonsense between, petty feuding tribes. Modern politics is great. Remember the end of history? Yeah, that was a nice dream we had once. Robert Diaz says every single country that is over 100 years old has had slavery and colonialism. Bill Slankovich says Adams is going to run for mayor again, even though he's been indicted in the trial set for right before the election in the mayor contest. Yes, it would be nice to clean up the corruption somehow. How do we do such a thing? I don't know. Now, of course, I only talk about this colonialism discourse because, well, we're going to see a lot more of this as we go on. Another Trump issue that came up was apparently Trump said some bad things about Liz Cheney, which is to say, he said that I wish that Liz Cheney could join up and fight in the wars that she starts. And everybody immediately misinterpreted this to say that he wants her to be put in front of a firing squad or something. I'm not a big Trump fan, but he did not, in fact, say that. What he said was pretty much the same thing that I've said, that people who start wars should fight in them. Also, fun fact, in 1916, there was a proposed amendment that anybody who advocates for war, any politician, should be put into frontline combat infantry. That was rejected, but I really wish that it was put in the Constitution. One of the biggest stories that has come out during the whole, Trump saga is the total, forced rehabilitation of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. The same people who were calling them Nazis and, mini Hitlers and stuff, 20 years ago, now they're all for them because they're not Trump, because they're against Trump, and therefore they are le good. oh, I wish we had, good Republicans like George W. Bush again. No, you don't. Like, I've said this before, but I came to manhood during the Bush years. You all hated Bush. You were all making fun of the neocons for their stupid religious horseshit. Like John Ashcroft, like censoring the titties on the Statue of Justice. Because, nipples are going to traumatize the children. You criticized Cheney for, being the boss of Halliburton. You criticized Bush for the weapons of mass destruction and the Patriot Act. Don't, look, if you want to support them because they're anti-Trump, that's okay, I suppose. Just say so. But please, for the love of God, stop acting like you like the Bushes and the Cheneys. You don't. Stop acting like you don't like Stop acting like you like the neocons, because you didn't up until Trump came around. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't like Trump, but given the choice between him and the neocons, the invade the world, invite the world neocons, yeah, I see Trump as the lesser evil compared to them. Hey, Shinseki Evans says the left always does that. Twist Republican statements and then fearmonger. Biff says he's moving to Europe if Trump's elected. Musk may be deported for failing to file immigration papers. Good. Take your election $1 million with you. That would be a bit funny, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, can we please not rehabilitate like the W. Bush years? Yes, I know that George W. Bush is something of a hero to sub-Saharan Africa for all the AIDS relief that he did. It doesn't matter. The Bush years sucked. And I'm sick of pretending that he didn't. Parthord says between Obama, Bush, Trump, and McCain, only one of them did 9/11. Yeah, I mean, I feel like two of them are kind of the blame for that one. Yeah, I also love how, they're trying to, rehabilitate McCain. You should check out Razor Fist's videos on, Arizona politics. He despised McCain when he was alive. I love when he would do the impressions of McCain, running against, the crazy and stuff like that. Also, remember when John McCain, openly called his wife a cunt on, national television? Yeah, that was good. Timothy Adams says, McCain makes me support cancer. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, moving on from that. Going back to America now, we have my favorite topic, the shittiness of schools. Something went a bit viral on the Twitters. A Justin Bader, PhD, who of course he's not a PhD, he's an EdD. He says, in the first word of this thread, skipping kindergarten is stupid. All the things that didn't happen, a principal telling a parent to make their kid watch TV and not read books didn't happen at all. People lose their minds and make up stories when they don't get their way. Somebody responded to him. When I was in kindergarten, a teacher told my mom that I would commit suicide by the time I was a teenager because they were encouraging me to learn too fast. So then, in response, Justin Bader, PhD, said, academic acceleration maximalists are worse than the sports dads who live vicariously through their children, make them hate the sport. I mean, yes, you can push your kid to do 10th grade math in elementary school, but why? Maybe because they're capable of it. I mean, if they take an interest in it, why not? But then this idiot goes on. He says, let's say your kid reads many years above grade level, as mine do and always have. Okay, cool. I read above grade level myself, sir. Hey, guess what? That just means they run out of books to read faster than anyone else. What's the goal here? How does it benefit the child to pay money to push them even farther out? If you are a frustrated genius, a prodigy stymied by the laggards surrounding you, I get the angst. Recognize that your child probably isn't. They're probably a normal smart kid who wants to be a normal smart kid. The children are going to run out of books to read. At a Troin says the phrase "kids shouldn't read too much because they'll run out of books" is like something a Roald Dahl villain might say. Yeah, I agree. Oh no, the kids will run out of books. Oh no, we have to keep the kids in time with the goddamn, brappies and morons in their classroom. This is a stupid take, and you should feel bad about it. Yes, obviously a parent should, make sure the kids aren't reading like, you know, pornographic novels, like the TikTok girlies are reading nowadays. But yeah, we can't let the kids read too much because they'll run out of what? Shut up, sir. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I have zero respect whatsoever for people who have EdDs. Zero. None. Anybody who has to loudly announce that they are an EdD, they're probably shit asses. I'm not just referring to Bill Cosby. This guy really seems to be focused on like the age appropriate, age appropriate reading. Like, yeah, obviously you should make sure the kids are reading appropriate books, which is the responsibility of a parent. But you should let them read above their level. I mean, it is literally not possible to read every book there is if you read all day, every day for your entire life. Oh, you don't want to academic max. How about you let the kids learn more until the point where they don't want to learn? Or have the kids do something constructive they can learn, like something hands-on. Oh, but we don't want to get the kids ahead because then the other kids will feel bad. I hate these people. I hate these people. This guy's a former school principal, by the way. I had to chime in, of course. I said that Wikisource has thousands and thousands of pulp stories that are, written very well. They are appropriate for a, kid. Well, okay, they're not. Let me rephrase that. The pulp stories are written in a way that they can be read by a kid, but they have vocabulary and writing that is leagues above anything in proper literature that's written today. So they're never going to run out of those. I would also like to remind you people that I aced the English, ACT and the GREs without studying one iota just because I read a shitload of Robert Howard and H.P. Lovecraft stories. Granted, your average standardized test will not use words like, rugose, squamous, eldritch, Faucian, supple, waste, voluptuous, etc. But, the words are there. Narahari Kamas says McCain's dream of war with Iran is coming true. Yes, McCain was literally furiously beating off the thought of going to war with Iran. He would literally sing, bomb, 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 Iran to the tune of Barbara Ann by the Beach Boys. And that just sums it up, doesn't it? Like the old good America of the Beach Boys with the modern bad America of bombing the shit out of everything. As, hunched over pedantic bureaucratic weenies furiously beat off at the thought of, bombing a country that, Hasn't done anything to us for a while. Timothy Adams says education degree programs should be eliminated from university and their degrees should be revoked. You know what's funny? When there was a teacher shortage and they literally just brought in random people with bachelor's degrees to teach, like math degree holders taught math, history degree holders taught history, chemistry, etc. And they literally got test scores that were just as good, if not better, than, you know, than like all the education degree holders. Ponythroat says, I could not read until I was like 11 because I was homeschooled. That's unfortunate, sir. But much like Tarzan of the Apes, he taught himself how to read without help. Good job, sir. Timothy Adams says, appropriate books for the postmodern EdD, James and his friend's cock. Yes, the sequel to James and the Giant Peach that nobody wanted. Greg J says, nice little ditty, no ditty. Is no ditty like no homo now? Dave Slankovich says, Massachusetts has a ballot proposal to get rid of qualifying tests to graduate. I voted no on that. Pass the test and study for 4 years, maybe. Yes, we used to have entrance exams to colleges and things. Many countries still do have entrance exams for colleges. We can't do that anymore because standards are racist, apparently. Oh yeah, speaking of reading and stuff and getting ahead. Yes, literacy continues to get worse and worse in America every single day. Those are threads that I keep reading. That the kids basically can't read nowadays because we don't teach phonics-based reading anymore, like sounding it out and things. We do like whole word learning, which is like we just look at like the vague shape of a word and you guess what the word is. That's stupid. Why did we give up on phonics? It works. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. And I know what it is. It's because we gotta, sell stupid programs and all this horse shit in the educational system. And the kids aren't reading anymore. Yeah, obviously the social media helps or doesn't help with the reading. But, I think it is the reading education that we do that predominantly makes things suck. It's because phonics hurts people's feelings. Boy, people wonder why America sucks so much. Yeah, stuff like this is why. Yes, I am very angry that my birthright was taken from me as an American. And to think that these people, they also criticize not reading the right things. I mean, say what you will about the book talk girlies reading their, barely disguised, fantasy porn. At least they're reading something. That's better than nothing. Ponythroat says, tragically, the first book I read back to back was written by Dean Kuntz, not so based. Well, that is pretty impressive, sir. I'm not going to lie. Now, I can't promise that I would fix everything if by some miracle I was elected president, but I would fix education, I would fix the food. Okay, now I want to say everything's doom and gloom. We do have some, positive news to discuss. First of all, we have something that's a little strange. Speaking of things going viral, every so often, the weirdo, people on the internet find some video of a random girl and they start furiously beating off about, oh, why can't I find a girl like this? Who is it this week? It is a Romanian lass tending sheep. Yep, that feel when I don't have a Carpathian shepherdess wife. Yep. We all try really hard to get our, Carpathian shepherdesses, but only a few of us can have them. That is a shame. Yep, I will never be a Eastern European shepherd with a beautiful wife. That's a shame. I mean, I have a beautiful wife now, but I'm not an Eastern European shepherd, and that's the real tragedy here. Yep, that feel when no Carpathian shepherd girlfriend. Guys, there are shepherdesses in America and Western Europe. You don't have to fawn over some, Romanian girl tending goats. And she's not wearing a peasant blouse, Timothy. She's just wearing a tank top and such. Yeah, I wanted to make a joke about how these are the kind of thoughts that Jonathan Harker had as he was taking the train through Romania, but no, he wouldn't do that. He was very faithful to Mina. He didn't want to get that steak paprikash though. But seriously, can we seriously stop doing this? Like, can we stop fawning over just some random girl doing random shit? Like, oh my god, why can't I find a girl like this? She's tending goats, pal. Like, what? Or like that Italian girl with short hair that they post every now and then. Guys, seriously, can we like get out of our basements and like just talk to some random people? You'll find somebody almost as good, if not better. Says Chud Baron. POV, you're a Hungarian nobleman in Transylvania in the 16th century collecting taxes from your serfs, and she gives you that look. Yeah, use prima nocta is kicking in right now. Okay. Ponythroat says Eastern European shepherds have whole herds of beautiful wives. No, Ponythroat, we're not having sex with the goats. Robert Diaz says share the pic. I mean, it's a video. I can't really share it per se. I mean, I'll post a link in the chat. Timothy Adams says passport bros. Shinseki Evans says it's better than getting angry at dancing sorority girls. Well, yes, indeed. I mean, those dancing sorority girls, they're Western whores. Or this is a trad wife. She's tending the goats. She's trad. Hey man, don't you know that there's no good women around? You got to go to the Carpathian Mountains to find the good woman. Me. If you think this, you're stupid. People who think this are stupid. Like, please, for the love of God, can online people be sexually normal for once? I'd appreciate it. Timothy Adams says, hooers and sluts have a much needed societal function. Yes, I've always said that I think prostitution should be legalized because, it is a necessary evil for society. I'm just going to say that in countries where it is legal, you don't see this kind of incel shit going on. And yes, I know that incels, it's that feel when no girlfriend, not no sex. Well, it's still going to make you feel better for a little while. And yeah, I don't demean the dancing sorority girls. It's these cretins online who do. Pornothroat says, Romanian woman stole my heart and all my copper wire. Yes, well said. So, yes, if you want to go find your Romanian Carpathian shepherdess wife, you go do that, sir. Sirs. and I wish you the best. Now for some really positive news. Really annoying streamer Johnny Somali went to South Korea, and he's not having a good time of it. South Koreans have been like tracking him down. They've kicked his ass. They've like dragged him into the road. They've beaten him down. Like an ex, MMA fighter and like Army Special Forces guy, like beat the shit out of him. Yeah, things are going well. Dare I say, I think he deserved it. I mean, Japan is putting up signs saying like no, hippity hoppity breakdancing because they're getting annoyed by this, brat brap nonsense. And good. He brought this on himself completely. I have nothing to say about this. Good on South Korea. South Korea's got a lot of problems, but they are handling the Johnny Somali pest issue quite well. I have no complaints, South Korea. Good job. Okay. Narahari Kamath says, our society has allowed prostitution in a sneaky way by allowing sites like OnlyFans. Well, I think it should be open. Obviously, it shouldn't be like on the street. It should be in a very, a red light district, like a specific place. And it should be regulated by the government and such. But, I still think it is a necessary evil. Timothy Adams says the Carpathian shepherdess is cousins did a lousy job repaving my driveway. You should be able to repave your own driveway, sir. Referring to the Johnny Somali situation, Timothy Adams says Koreans are not to be played with. Yeah, Koreans, they don't do things half-assed. Robert Diaz says the shepherdess is not bad-looking. No, she's not. I mean, is she like some supermodel? No. I think it's a bit absurd that everybody's like furiously beating off to her, but what can we do? Narahari Kamath says Johnny Somali wants attention. Yes, he does. There are rumors saying that he might be holed up in a hotel as people wait outside for him to kick his ass, or he might be in police custody. Yeah, the guy who kicked his ass, yeah, he served in the Korean UDT, which is the equivalent to the Navy SEALs. People were like giving him money and stuff online. Yeah, good on this guy. And there's quite a few streamers that could do with a dick kicking. Timothy Adams says normality, the final frontier. I refuse to say normalcy because that's not a real word, Warren Harding. Somebody said it best in the thread. Johnny might be able to do the impossible, get Japan, Korea, and China to settle their differences by uniting in hatred of his bullshit. Yeah, well said. I'm surprised that this didn't happen more often. Like, I mean, they're not at all relevant nowadays, but like the old pickup artist group, Real Social Dynamics, they went to Japan and they were like harassing women. I'm surprised they didn't get a beat down there. I guess maybe it's Japan. Like if they went to Korea, maybe they would get their asses kicked. Okay. Ponythroat says, is this the Korean equivalent of the 4chan Shia LaBeouf thing? Yeah, kind of. Liam Roddy says, the Johnny Somali getting my ass whipped all around the world tour. Robert Leonard says, regarding Loose, the Vatican anime mascot, the trad cast running wild with her. Who's calling for a crusade against the Saracens. Not what they expected. I mean, I feel like they should have expected it to some extent. So yes, we end on a little bit of happy news, such as it is with Johnny Somali. And then there's some more stupid stuff. Yeah, remember, speaking of shepherdesses, apparently there's a new fashion house called House of Sunny, in which they describe knitwear but vegan. This is knitwear, but like it's vegan because it doesn't use sheep wool. It's polyester. You've rebranded polyester into shitty-looking sweaters. Congratulations. This sums up what's wrong with environmentalism to me. It's like you want to feel good, but you're actually making things worse. Making polyester is actively worse for the environment than making wool by sheep. Sheep need to be shorn. Yes, we've selectively bred sheep to have thick wool. You got to shave them. You know what you don't need? You don't need oil being made into goddamn shitty threads. Plastic clothing is bad. You should not be wearing plastic clothes. I mean, I dress a bit retro myself, but even I don't justify leisure suits or anything like that. I'm sure Leisure Suit Larry's going to be happy with, polymer threads, but, most people won't be. I'm not just saying that because, rayon and acrylics actually make my skin itch. I mean, I choose to wear natural fibers for both the fashion and the fact that I have allergic reactions to synthetics. Okay, Timothy Adams says trad Asian cultures have a real thing about shame and responsibility for your public offenses. Yes, they do. He also says, to quote the 70s porn dude, it's imported Italian polyester. Yes. I knew they would rebrand polyester at some point, but they just did it with like bullshit veganism. Ponythroat says, I saw an advert for a vegan leather jacket. I bet it tastes even worse than a regular leather jacket. Vegan leather, aka plastic. Yes, a girl I knew in high school was, she wore pleather pretty frequently. Also, like most, dumb skanky girls, she's now a registered nurse. Because of course she is. Ponythroat says rayon is organic. It's made of wood pulp, typically, not plastic. Oh, is it? My mistake. Let me just look that up. Rayon is a semi-synthetic fiber made from natural regenerated cellulose like wood and related agricultural waste. Yes. Like artificial silks. Yeah, I remember I had like a winter hat. It was made of like acrylic or polyester, some kind of totally synthetic fiber, and I had this massive allergic reaction on my scalp. It was not good. Yeah, thanks, DuPont. Timothy Adams says, can the old Sears lime green leisure suit be making a comeback? I mean, we can only hope, sir. Yes, every so often I have to tamp down the desire to buy a leisure suit. I managed to restrain myself, but the desire to wear a leisure suit is always there. Out of curiosity, how much does a leisure suit cost nowadays? Okay, let's see. Men's leisure suit. Shopping. Okay, I can get a... Okay, well, there's linen suits. I don't know if that's a true leisure suit. Now, come on, I want the full-on, like, polyester thing. Okay, seasonal stretch suits. Okay, so less than $100. Yep, still the height of fashion, leisure suits. Leisure suit Larsen. Yep, love for sale. I have played the first 4 Leisure Suit Larrys, 1, 2, 3, and 5. There is no Leisure Suit Larry 4. I never played the later ones. I should probably get around to that at some point. Also, the theme song is pretty cool. It's a nice saxophone jazz solo. Played by the creator of the game, actually. Robert Leonard says, Hawaiian tropical shirts are usually better than cotton because they dry faster once you get into air conditioning. I mean, I wear Hawaiian shirts pretty frequently myself. Okay, I can get a leisure shiny suit for $50. Yeah, boy, once I get my tenure at school, I'm going to wear, like, all the crazy shit. I got, like, this red blazer that's pretty nice. Ponythroat says... I'm sorry, Timothy Adams says, leisure suit Larsen. Haha, if you wear either a pimp or a martial arts tournament promoter. Yes, that is actually something that they seem to wear a lot. If you want any further proof of that, you can look at the guy who runs that bare knuckle FC. He's like this sleazy, like, pimp suit wearing douchebag. Yeah, he wears a leisure suit. I forget his name. Robert Leonard says rayon tropical shirts, rather. All right, we got 15 viewers. This is the most I've ever had, I think. Ponythroat says the later 3D ones are apparently pretty bad, like the gaming equivalent of Epic Movie. Oh yeah, like a Magna Cum Laude and Box Office Bust. Yeah, I've seen Let's Plays of those. Those are not great. To be fair, those are not mainline games in the series. You don't play as the Leisure Suit Larry. You play as his dumbass college nephew. I know they remade the original one pretty recently. That one looked pretty good. Ponythroat says, I wear cotton and wool because synthetics retain odors too well. Yeah, I mean, I tend to wear natural fibers myself. I also wear linen. I have a white linen suit that I don't get to wear nearly as often as I would like. I wear it occasionally, but, I should be wearing it much more often. Okay, so, and finally, pretty big news in the sporting world. The first ever video footage of George Hackenschmidt has been found and was screened in Estonia before being aired on the internets. For those of you not aware, George Hackenschmidt is arguably the first ever professional wrestling world champion, back when professional wrestling was a legitimate sport. The footage dates from 1908, in which he wrestles and defeats the American national champion, Joe Rogers, in a 20-minute long grapple. I gotta say, it's pretty good. Of course, being a grappler myself, I find this fascinating. I feel like most people I would show this footage to would be bored to tears completely. But, I thought it was good. Yes. Yeah, on YouTube, there is, of course, the alleged oldest available professional wrestling match ever, Fritensky versus Schmeckel. But it turns out that it's wrong. Now we have the 1908 footage of Hackenschmidt versus Rogers. So I recommend you watch that if you're interested. I'm sure Dave Meltzer's going to give it like -5 stars because it wasn't enough, flippy shit. But, we can't have everything in life. Ponythroat says, do you own a loose-fitting white linen shirt that blows majestically in the breeze, showing your chest, ready for swashbuckle maxing? Well, I do own a linen shirt, but I think it's shrunk, so it's too tight. I gotta get a new one. Robert Leonard says Hackenschmidt was a pioneer in strength training. The Hack Squad is named after him. Yes, indeed. He also invented the bench press. I gotta say, the old-timey wrestling isn't exactly the most exciting thing in the world, but for historical reasons, it is very interesting. It was only 2 stars. It's only 2 stars. There wasn't enough psychology. They didn't do enough flippy things. Yes, I do enjoy making fun of the professional wrestling fans. Yes, the match is from 1908 in London. It's good stuff. I recommend you watch. Then watch the Fratensky versus Schmeckel match. Okay, so clearly none of you are interested in old-timey wrestling. So that does it for my prepared remarks. If you want to say your last pieces, you can do so now. Ponythroat says it's kind of impressive how any footage from 1908 would emerge at all, given how little remains of such things. Yes, indeed. Still waiting on footage of that, though. Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game. Maybe we'll see that sometime in the next century. Say your last pieces now, please. Hey, it doesn't look like anybody has anything else to say. So for Larsen Halleck, this has been Larsen Halleck. All of you have a good day.